Welcome to Jason on English. Let's look at comparison. Two things. Adjectives. It is important to know how many syllables an adjective has. Knowing this will help your pronunciation and your grammar. Big, big, one syllable. Happy, happy, two syllables ending with Y. Foolish, foolish, two syllables not ending with Y. Exciting, exciting, three syllables. So this group is three or more. Read the adjective. Guess how many syllables. Then repeat after me and check. Let's try the first one together. First, you read it and guess how many syllables. Then repeat after me. Small. And we'll check. One syllable. Let's do the same for the next one. You read the adjective, guess how many syllables, then repeat after me, and we can check. Funny. Two, ending with Y. Handsome. Two, not ending with Y. Old. One. Interesting. Interesting. Four. So this is three or more. Some people say interesting, which sounds like three syllables. Some people say interesting, which sounds like four syllables. I think four is the most correct. Great. One. Stupid. Two. Not ending with Y. Delicious. Three. Three or more. Fast. One. Wonderful. Three. Three or more. Cloudy. Two. Ending with Y. Crowded. Two. Not ending with Y. Differences. Here are some ways to talk about differences. First, A is up and B is down. A is greater than B. ER than, more than. A is down, B is up. In this case, A is lower than B. Not as. One syllable, big. Two syllables ending with Y, happy. Adjectives like this need ER than. Big, bigger than. Small, smaller than. Happy, happier than. Funny, funnier than. When you're speaking, just add er. Happy-er, funny-er. When you're writing, sometimes you have to change the spelling. For example, bigger has two G's. Happier, funnier, you change Y into I. But the main point is the sound. Two syllables not ending with Y. Humid. Three or more syllables. Intelligent. For adjectives like this, please use more than. Humid. More humid than. Intelligent. More intelligent than. Now you try. Let's use er more than. Stupid. What do you think? More stupid than. Delicious. What do you think? More delicious than. Fast. What do you think? Faster than. Wonderful. What do you think? More wonderful than. Cloudy. What do you think? Cloudier than. Crowded. What do you think? More crowded than. Strong. What do you think? Stronger than. Easy. What do you think? Easier than. Sensitive. What do you think? More sensitive than. Differences. A is lower than B. You can use this style with any adjective. Not as. Big, not as big as. Happy, not as happy as. Stylish, not as stylish as. Dangerous, not as dangerous as. This is very easy, but this means A is lower than B. Let's practice A is higher than B. Make a sentence using the cues. Bob, Jim, tall. What do you think? Bob is taller than Jim. Jim, Anne, sleepy. What do you think? Jim is sleepier than Anne. Anne, Bob, modern. What do you think? Anne is more modern than Bob. Bob, Jim, educated. What do you think? Bob is more educated than Jim. Jim, Anne, old. What do you think? Jim is older than Anne. Anne, Bob, stylish. What do you think? Anne is more stylish than Bob. My car, your car, expensive. What do you think? My car is more expensive than your car. My house, your house, new. What do you think? My house is newer than your house. This sweater, that sweater, fancy. What do you think? This sweater is fancier than that sweater. Let's practice A is lower than B. Make sentences using the cues. My car, your car, expensive. What do you think? My car is not as expensive as your car. My house, your house, new. What do you think? My house is not as new as your house. This sweater, that sweater, fancy. What do you think? This sweater is not as fancy as that sweater. Bob, Jim, tall. What do you think? Bob is not as tall as Jim. Jim, Anne, sleepy. What do you think? Jim is not as sleepy as Anne. Anne, Bob, modern. What do you think? Anne is not as modern as Bob. Similarities. When two things are the same, you can use as. You can use this with any adjective. For example, Bob, Jim, tall. Bob is as tall as Jim. Jim, Anne, creative. Jim is as creative as Anne. In this case, they are the same. Let's practice A equals B. Make sentences using the cues. Bob, Jim, educated. Bob is as educated as Jim. Jim, Anne, old. Jim is as old as Anne. Anne, Bob, stylish. Anne is as stylish as Bob. My car, your car, expensive. My car is as expensive as your car. My house, your house, new. My house is as new as your house. This sweater, that sweater, fancy. This sweater is as fancy as that sweater. We've practiced talking about differences using er than and more than. In those cases, you have to be very careful how many syllables the adjective has. So make sure you practice pronunciation. Make sure you count your syllables correctly. There are some special cases where the rules are different, but generally speaking, one syllable and two syllables ending with y use er then. Two syllables not ending with y, and words with three or more syllables use more than. When you use as, or not as, you can use any adjective. You don't have to count the syllables. If you like, please watch this video again and practice making your own comparison sentences. Thank you for watching.